Everyone thinks the Ringly Smart Ring is the chic shortcut to getting fewer distractions, but here is the thing. In 2026, it is more fashion fossil than smart device because the brains behind it have not kept up. I know, the thumbnail screams do not waste your money, and for good reason. I spent 10 days trying to make Ringly work across 2 modern phones, real-life meetings, gym sessions, and a long travel day. The ring still looks stunning. The idea still makes sense, but the reality, clunky software, fading battery health, and a notification system that feels stuck in 2016. I went in hopeful. I came out with receipts, and some of them might surprise you. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you are already convinced and want to grab it at the best price or check current availability, there is a link below. But stick around, because the most important thing here is not the price tag, it is whether it actually works in 2026. Here is why I even tried this in the first place. I like the idea of discrete notifications without wearing a chunky smartwatch. I sit in meetings where glancing at a watch feels rude, and I run enough that I do not want a screen on my wrist 24/7. I wanted a ring that nudges me only for what matters. Years ago, Ringly was the darling of smart jewelry, gemstone top, subtle LED colors, gentle vibration patterns. I missed it then, saw it resurfacing on Amazon and reseller listings recently, and thought, maybe it is a hidden gem. I have been burned before by pretty tech that underdelivers, smart bracelets that looked medical, cheap rings with unusable apps, so I went in skeptical but hopeful that Ringly's original magic would still translate. Let's talk testing. I ran the Ringly for 10 days on an iPhone and a modern Android phone. Pairing took me 3 attempts on iOS and 2 on Android. On iOS, the app stalled on the permissions screen twice. I had to kill and relaunch to get past the Bluetooth prompt. On Android, it scanned endlessly until I toggled location permissions and rebooted. Not a great start, but okay, we are connected. For notifications, day 1 felt promising. Calls and texts came through with a soft buzz and a colored LED flash. I logged 52 inbound alerts, 45 came through within a second or two, but then day 2 hit and reliability slid. Out of 100 test alerts across messages, calls, and calendar pings, only 62 triggered the ring. Sometimes it would wake, sometimes nothing. Clearing the app from memory made it worse. Keeping it pinned helped a bit, but modern phones aggressively manage background apps, and Ringly's software just is not built for that. But here is where it gets interesting. The vibration patterns and color cues are genuinely elegant when they do fire. Blue for texts, green for calls, purple for calendar. You can tell what is happening without looking down. The problem is consistency. Battery life told a similar story. On days with light notifications, I got about 26 to 30 hours. On a heavy day, it died in 14. Charge time on the cradle averaged about 80 to 90 minutes, but aligning the ring with the pins felt fiddly. After day 5, the battery started falling off a cliff. I would take it off the charger in the morning and see a low battery notification by dinner. That screams aged cells, which makes sense for a product whose manufacturing peak was years ago. For activity tracking, steps were there, but rough. Over 3 days, it overcounted by 15 to 22% compared to an Apple Watch and a phone-in-pocket baseline. No heart rate, no sleep. It does offer guided breathing in the app, but the session library looks frozen in time and requires the app to stay open. Comfort-wise, it is wearable. The weight is noticeable but not fatiguing, and yes, it looks like real jewelry, not a gadget. Washing hands was fine, but I would not shower or swim with it. As a bonus, the LED peeking through the gemstone is genuinely cool on camera. I will show that close-up. But here is the catch. The app is the bottleneck. Features are limited, the UI feels dated, and on modern phones you can always feel the OS fighting to put it to sleep. The biggest surprise from all this, when Ringly works, the concept still feels ahead of many modern rings. Most 2026 rings are health first. Aura Ring Con, Ultrahuman, Galaxy Ring, great for sleep and readiness, but they either skip phone notifications entirely or implement them in a clunky way. Ringly is the opposite, a notification-first ring that nails the vibe, if not the dependability. I put in about 20 hours of mixed use, lots of pairing, resets, and side-by-side comparisons, and my conclusion is this. The hardware is dated but decent, the software is the deal breaker. On a modern iPhone or Android, Ringly needs constant babysitting to keep notifications flowing. You may get a honeymoon day where it feels magical. But as the OS clamps down, the link breaks and you are left tapping a gemstone waiting for a buzz that never comes. I compared that to a Galaxy Ring running health metrics with a quiet smartwatch tucked in Do Not Disturb for notifications. The smartwatch still outperforms Ringly on timely, reliable haptics every single time. Too good to be true, kind of. The idea of a fashion ring that filters your digital life is fantastic. But in 2026, you need active app development, firmware updates, and compatibility maintenance to make it more than a pretty promise. Now that you know the real story, elegant idea, unreliable execution in 2026, here is the move. If you still want to try it, get it from a seller with easy returns and check the current price with the link below. Better yet, also peek the alternatives I recommend there so you do not buy twice. Bottom line, I cannot recommend Ringly for most people today. If you are a collector or you only care about occasional notifications and love the jewelry look, sure, take a flyer, but expect flaky pairing and short battery life. If you want real utility, skip it. For health-first rings, look at Aura, Ring Con, or Galaxy Ring. For reliable notifications, a slim smartwatch in silent mode does the job better and every day. Ringly is a beautiful idea trapped in an old app. Smart without support is just shiny.